Blitz.
Hello everyone, this is Mike with BetBlitz. Welcome back to your source for daily sports picks. Tough day yesterday with a few of our picks going under by just a few points in what has been a great run as of late, but today's a new day and we are looking to set you up with a few of some of the best picks, again, on both PrizePicks as well as Underdog. If you're new to the channel, take a moment to subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that you can have early access to our picks as soon as we post and before the lines get bumped. Also, take a moment and hit the like button. We do have a like goal for this video, and if this video gets above 400 likes, we'll be dropping bonus picks in our next video. Also, at the end of this video, let us know down in the comment section below which of these picks you will be taking, as well as the ones you won't, and any other lines that you think have a great chance of hitting. And if the picks in this video aren't enough for you and you'd like access to even more picks, click our link in the description below to gain access to the outlet. These guys are the premier sports betting community, and right now you can gain access to them for 15% off when you use code BLITZ. These guys will get you right, so go give them a look. Today we will be heading into the NBA's Wednesday slate of games, so take a moment and hit that like button. Again, if this video gets above 400 likes, we'll be dropping bonus picks in our next video. For our first pick, we'll be under the rebounds tab, and this time we'll be selecting Anthony Davis for more than 9.5 rebounds. Now, taking a quick look here on Outlier, and by the way, if you'd like to try Outlier for yourself, click our link in the description below to gain a free 7-day trial. This pick may come as a bit of a surprise to you, as Anthony Davis has actually only exceeded it in 4 of his last 10 games. However, this is a line Anthony Davis has exceeded in 65% of his last 20 games, as well as in near 70% of the games he's played this season. Now, Anthony Davis and the Dallas Mavericks will be facing off against the Los Angeles Lakers defense that this season has been pretty solid overall when it comes to defending against their opponents' rebounds. Ranked top 10 defensively as far as defending opponent rebounds, not giving up very many rebounds at all to their opponents. However, when it comes to defending against opponents' centers, the Los Angeles Lakers are a lot more average, giving up a fair share amount of rebounds to the position. And coming into this game off of a tough back-to-back for the Los Angeles Lakers, we are expecting them to play with a bit of a tired legs, especially when it comes to defensive rebounding, and ultimately for Anthony Davis to have plenty of opportunity to reach this line. Now, taking a quick look here at his minutes, we see that Anthony Davis is getting a solid dose of minutes per game over his last 10 games, near 29 minutes per game. We would like to see this number slightly higher to be taking his over. We would like to see it in the mid-30s. However, coming into this game versus his former team in the Los Angeles Lakers, we are expecting to see a little bit of a bump in his minutes, especially with the seeding implications in this game for the Dallas Mavericks. And one of the things we do like about Anthony Davis is the high number of rebound chances he is getting per game over his last 10 games, near 15 rebound chances per game, which is very nice to see. So overall, we expect Anthony Davis to have plenty of time as well as opportunity to reach this line. Now, in his career, Anthony Davis has been a phenomenal rebounder this season, no exception, near 12 rebounds per game. And again, coming into this game against a Los Angeles Lakers defense that has been pretty average overall when it comes to defending its position, and that is really lacking big man depth, we are expecting Anthony Davis to have a field day, especially on the glass, and have plenty of opportunity to reach this line. So for all these reasons, we'll be taking Anthony Davis for more than 9.5 rebounds. Now for our next play, we'll be headed over to the rebounds plus assists tab, and this time we'll be selecting LeBron James for less than 14.5 rebounds plus assists. Taking a quick look here on Outlier, we see that this line LeBron James has actually failed to exceed in 8 of his last 10 games, including in his last 6 straight games. Additionally, this line LeBron James has failed to exceed in 60% of his last 20 games, and in near 50% of the games he's played this season. Now, LeBron James is obviously a great rebounder as well as playmaker. However, with the playoffs approaching, LeBron James has really been trying to preserve himself, especially on the defensive end, not really fighting too much for defensive rebounds. And with the guard depth this Lakers team has in Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic, Gabe Vincent even, LeBron James is pretty much on the court with at least 1 or 2 other guards at a time. So we have noticed an impact to his overall playmaking, especially as of late. Now, LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers will be facing off against a Dallas Mavericks defense that this season has not been very good overall when it comes to defending against their opponents' rebounds plus assists, giving up a fair share amount of rebounds and assists to their opponents overall. However, when it comes to defending against opponent power forwards, the Dallas Mavericks are ranked a lot much better defensively, not giving up too many rebounds plus assists to their opponents at the forward positions. Here's Dallas defensive numbers against opponents' small forwards for those of you who want to see that as well. But overall, coming into this game, especially on a back-to-back, and in a game that we expect Luka Doncic to have the ball in his hands for the majority of the game, we aren't expecting LeBron James to have plenty of opportunity to reach this line. Now, taking a quick look here at his minutes, we see that LeBron James is getting a solid dose of minutes per game over his last 10 games, near 36 minutes per game. And while we would like to see this slightly lower to be taking his under on this line, considering the circumstances of this game, the Lakers being on a back-to-back, Luka Doncic returning to play in front of his former team's home crowd, and Anthony Davis being a defensive aficionado that LeBron James will now have to be facing against, we aren't expecting LeBron James to have plenty of opportunity to reach this line. So for all these reasons, we'll be taking LeBron James for less than 14.5 rebounds plus assist. Now, for those of you wisely making picks with Underdog as well, we want to share with you a couple of plays that we thought had a great chance of hitting, and that is Anthony Davis for higher than 0.5 double-doubles, as well as Ivica Zubac for higher than 0.5 double-doubles. And if you guys like making picks on the traditional PRA stats, but also want to have access to making picks on things like double-doubles as well as triple-doubles, click our link in the description below and sign up for Underdog using code BETBLITZ, because when you do, you'll receive a free pick as well as $1,000 in bonus cash. And right now, Underdog has been going absolutely insane with all the free picks, discounted player props, and promos that they're dropping as gifts in your lobby on a day-to-day basis. Make sure you guys go lock these in so you guys aren't leaving any money on the table. And again, if you guys aren't already on Underdog, sign up using code BETBLITZ, claim your free pick and bonus cash, and trust us, your profits will increase. Now for our third play, we'll be under the PRA tab, and this time we'll be selecting Rui Hachimura for less than 19.5 PRA. Taking a quick look around Outlier, we see that this line Rui Hachimura has failed to exceed in 7 of his last 10 games. Additionally, this line Rui Hachimura has failed to exceed in 50% of his last 20 games. On the season, this line Rui Hachimura has failed to exceed in 54% of the games he's played. And head-to-head versus the Dallas Mavericks, this line Hachimura has failed to exceed in 4 out of his last 5 matchups. And coming into this game against his former teammate Anthony Davis, we aren't expecting him to find it any easier to reach this line. Now, Rui Hachimura and the Los Angeles Lakers will be facing off against a Dallas Mavericks defense that this season has not been very good overall, especially when it comes to defending against their opponents' PRA totals, giving up a fair share amount of points, rebounds, and assists to their opponents overall. And when it comes to defending against the opponent's small forward position, they have been ranked much better overall, but still giving up a fair share amount of PRA total to their opponent's small forward. But now Rui Hachimura has been in and out of the Los Angeles Lakers offense, or rather lineup. He is dealing with a knee injury and hasn't really played too many of the Lakers back-to-backs over the closing stretch of their season. And we have seen this impact Rui Hachimura's overall minutes as well as his overall PRA total, shooting pretty efficiently from the field, 50% field goal shooting, but on a very limited number of attempts, just above 8 field goal attempts per game, the majority of them being from behind the three-point arc. And for his position, not too great of a rebounder, just under 7 rebound chances per game over his last 10 games, which again for his position is not that good. And with the way Dorian Finney-Smith has seamlessly fit into the starting lineup for the Los Angeles Lakers, we are seeing his increase in overall minutes for Dorian Finney-Smith, who will also be facing off against his former team in the Dallas Mavericks. And considering the way he's been playing, we are expecting him to get a little bit more of a bump in minutes, as opposed to Rui Hachimura, which the Los Angeles Lakers are really trying to preserve for the playoffs. Now in his career, Rui Hachimura has been a solid contributor to the teams he's played on. This season, over 13 points per game, right around 5 rebounds. He hasn't been much of a playmaker, under 2 assists per game. And again, considering the high intensity of this game, we aren't expecting the Lakers to really run him into the ground as far as his minutes go, especially since they are trying to preserve him for the playoffs and nurse his injury back to health. So for all these reasons, we'll be taking Rui Hachimura for less than 19.5 PRA. If you're new to the channel, take a moment to subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that you can have early access to our picks as soon as we post and before the lines get bumped. Also, take a moment and hit the like button. We do have a like goal for this video, and if this video gets above 400 likes, we'll be dropping bonus picks in our next video, so take a moment and hit that like button. And again, if the picks in this video weren't enough for you and you'd like access to even more picks, click our link in the description below to gain access to the outlet. These guys are the premier sports betting community, and right now you can gain access to them for 15% off when you use code BLITZ. These guys will get you right, so go give them a look. We thank you for watching, and we thank you to all of our channel members, and we'll see you in our next video.